Another new release from Fin City Editions is Bad Company from 1972, directed by Robert Benton, who has a great career under his belt. If you just look at some of the films he's directed, they're terrific, like Nobody's Fool, which is fantastic, and a slew of other ones, which I won't go through just now. This is a film that stars Jeff Bridges and Barry Brown as young men. Jeff is Jake and Barry is Drew, and we kind of follow Drew at the start, a man who is evading conscription. He is going to run away, doesn't want to get dragged into the war. His parents have given him a bunch of money and sent him out into the world, and he is naive. He doesn't really know much about the way everything operates and quickly finds himself in a bad situation, being robbed by Jake.
Right here, right here.
And that kind of forces these two together because Drew is looking for revenge and to get his money back. But Jake has a little crew, a little gang that he has himself, group of kids, all who are evading conscription, all who have come together to try and survive. And they kind of form this union. And it's watching these characters just move through this different world, becoming vagrants almost, just trying to survive and avoiding the law, avoiding other criminals, avoiding being captured, and just struggling to survive. And it becomes an engrossing tale because as this group moves forward, as they suffer their hardships, they kind of fall apart.
And I'm sick of you putting on airs and giving out orders. I came west to get away from that horse shit.
What are you gonna do?
We're going our own way.
They start to lose that cohesive hold that they have, and you can see the form between Jake and Drew really bond a little bit more. But there's also this duality throughout everything, this nature of not being able to trust. There is a strong sense of self-survival here, upmost. So although they have the group, they're all kind of looking out for each other along the way, with the exception of possibly Drew, the new man into this group, who wants to help everybody survive. And as we start to lose people, we just kind of focus on Jake and Drew as they share their hopes and dreams, as they struggle to survive, as they play their little cons and try to rob people and get robbed and run into badder men than them that can take advantage of them, in a world where they could easily find themselves strung up and dead in a heartbeat.
Most men ain't as patient as I am.
It's fascinating, but it's not a movie that's really strong on plot. It's more a kind of feeling that you have with these characters, that looking at their situation, look at the confines of what the world has put onto them, how they've dealt with their choices, and how they're having to continually deal with the choices that they've made. And I think it's fascinating, and I love this look at the West, where we have these homes, we have these people. It's not always outlaws we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bunch of wayward kids. We see how society deals with them. We see that there are these roving bands of outlaws on the plains, but they can be few and far between, but they are very dangerous, and you have to be wary of that. The kind of beiges and browns that are used within this film, it doesn't give us that regular 70s look at the West, which I really kind of appreciated as well. I really enjoyed Bad Company. I loved the two main characters, their relationships, the ups and downs that they had, how they felt that they were meant to be together, to go through this world, but at the same time tried their best to kind of push each other away or take advantage of each other's good traits.
What I mean is I ain't mad at you no more.
What?
I consider we're even.
It just becomes a kind of fun, jaunty tale of survival. I loved Bad Company. It was such an interesting and fun movie. I thought Jeff Bridges was terrific as always. I thought Barry Brown was wonderful as Drew Dixon. He was a particularly great character as you see him lose his naivety throughout the film. It was just really interesting. I was worried that when we get to the finale it was going to lead in a certain direction, which we never went, which made it all the better for me. I really enjoyed this movie. A quick 93 minutes, just watching people moseying on through the West, trying to survive, was incredibly fun. I would highly recommend it. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, so let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, feel somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.